Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2013 and the Conestoga map. Well, I think we should go and have a look at our fields. I have laid lime on all of them. Well, all of them that required it, which was pretty much all of them. And I have also sprayed for weeds. So let's take a little trip over there in my new John Deere tractor. This is sort of by special request. It was mentioned that although we do have a lovely bunch of, well, tractors, and actually I'm quite pleased with them. Most of them are just cool as heck. All this blue and red does kind of make a glaring little bit obvious, and that's that there was no green. Indeed, no John Deeres in sight. So we now own a John Deere tractor. Quite a little sweetie too. It's kind of hard to find tractors that sort of fit in with my other tractors. I found a couple of really cool older John Deeres. Problem with them was I really like the headlights on this thing. That's cool. That's kind of the way I'd do it. Problem with it was, well, they were actually reskinned IHs and Massies and stuff like that. And then you find absolutely, you know, page after page after page of, you know, 6 Series, 7 Series, and 8 Series John Deeres, all of them as big as a house, and all of them just brand new models. Then I came across this little 2850, and it's kind of neat. It works well. It's a good solid model. The detailing is just beautiful. I mean, I love the Deeres. You can actually see it. You can read, you know, power synchron. It's not just blood on sticker textures. We have, let's see, a red. Cool. I like that red cap on there. A little bit of engine details. You can see a bit of the manifold. We got our step up there. Right. Yeah, all in all, a really nice little model. That's disconcerting, a big square plate in the middle of a round wheel. It's like, yeah, I made this with Tinker Toy, dude. We get inside. Pretty sweet, eh? A little bit dark, but hey. You know, the detailing is really nice. You get just an amazing view out this back window. I mean, you can almost, you know, see under the tractor. You're just the right position. And, yeah, pretty cool. Now, anyway, let's take a little buzz up to our, yeah, we get the radio going on. Anyway, let's take a little run up to our tractor, our fields, shall we? Now, last time around, now why do I still see herbicide? Okay, now that's really strange because, as you can see by the dead weeds here, and they're all over here. Let me shut this off. There we go. Nice. Huh. That's funny, the first time I used the mod, when I shut it off, smoke kept coming out of the stack until I actually got out of the tractor. So yeah, you can see there's dead weeds, and went over the entire field, but now all of a sudden we go from dead weeds, and this is, by the way, that was the last thing that I did. Yeah. So you can see we're quite alkaline because I have put lime on the fields. But how the heck did these weeds grow back, considering that I have not gone through another day's growth stage? You know? And, wow, it's every field. And yet I went through here. Oh, alrighty. Greg, got a feeling you were right, buddy. Apparently, when you go to your, and you look at this, here we go, and it's got likes and dislikes. See, I've actually been using the listed one. Like wheat, I've been using fertilizer A, of course, and herbicide A, assuming that the dislikes meant that's what the weeds don't like. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? Just because if fertilizer A is what the crop likes, then herbicide A must be what the weeds dislike. No, apparently not. I guess I could use B or C to plant wheat fields, and as I said, I was going to put all of these down into wheat. But, yeah, as we can clearly see, that's not going to happen, at least not this time around. So I actually have to respray every one of these fields. Well, isn't that just funny? In a, absolutely non-humorous way. What happened over here on the big field? Same thing. You can see all the dead weeds. So obviously it sort of, kinda kills stuff. Yeah. Alright, well, there you are. I take it, Greg, you are absolutely right, my friend. And, I know I did thank you in the comments, but thank you again. I've seen a few people doing LPs with the soil mod involved. What I haven't really seen is any sort of numbers. Now, an obvious success or failure, i.e., this sort of a failure, is certainly going to teach you what's going on, right? But whether each level of fertilizer, etc., is doing what to your crops is still not terribly clear, and I haven't seen anybody actually working numbers. And I'm thinking maybe that's what needs to be done. But I am curious, because I think I also sprayed, we go down here, and over to where I've got all my forest mod stuff parked up. Alright, it's not this field, it's the next one. So we go down to the next field. I also sprayed there, I think. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe what I actually did was came down here and cut grass. Here we can see some rather typical 2009 textures. It's just one of the things that really doesn't please me about this map. I went to the site a couple of days ago, FSUK, and asked where the grass silo was, and if they had any idea. I mean, I have a pretty good idea, actually. I'm sure it's due to some mod that I have installed that the alt tip in my grass pile disappeared. And as you can see, I've been doing some mowing here. Now, slightly acidic. The only thing I did here, right, was cut. So, nah, I didn't spray in here. Okay. See, I have cut some grass over here, and I was going to collect it and wrap it. But, wow. I had a feeling that I probably shouldn't have relied on a field. I assumed because the field came up with, basically no texture, it was just a plowed field, that I'd be able to plant these buildings and things here. Without having happen what has in fact happened here. And that's that all of my buildings are now full of weeds. The only place that hasn't happened is where I planted grass. So I would have been much further ahead to have put grass down and just simply allowed it to sit on the areas. Yeah, this is just crazy. It's not going to be long and everything's going to be overrun. But here's the other thing, guys. This is sort of our last tour de force on this map. Some of you are already aware of this if you watched my last map review, which was, wow, Yeah, see, I mean, my gear is pretty much buried in here. Somewhere in here should be my box with the chainsaw and stuff in it. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm not impressed. These buildings should have been put there. But there is a map that includes the soil mod. It doesn't include the forestry mod, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking until they get that out of beta, it's probably not a whole bunch worth doing. It also has some other ups to it. Oh, it also includes the chopped straw mod, which works well with the soil mod, but isn't included in this map. And it has beautiful textures, as opposed to the 2009 textures we see here, amongst other things. So this is actually probably our last visit to this map. So, not bad. I mean, it worked out well. We did learn a little bit more about the soil mod. Okay. I'll be honest, I learned a little bit more about the soil mod, and should be able to run it pretty much perfect. Yeah. So beyond that, though, I think we are going to bid adieu to this map. The other thing, it's pretty, I don't know. In all honesty, now this is an OEB map, and I really like the stuff those guys do. I've never had an issue with it. The map functions flawlessly, as I would expect. This is certainly not their most exciting map, though. It's a little bit on the dull side, so... I know one of them, Dave, is doing this map in MR form, but of course, it wasn't Dave that did this one, by the way, from OEB. I think it's Scorpion that did it. But these sort of issues, he's not having them because, of course, he went into the Giants editor, being a, you know, map modding author. He went into the Giants editor and, you know, painted all of this stuff so that when he stuck a building in here, there wasn't all the trees and the building looked proper and you had storage, etc., etc. So, excuse me. As I say, with pretty much the same sort of gear, we will be switching maps. So, yeah, I was just getting ready to take this guy up to the silage, so... Oh my, dang, excuse me. Took a sip of coffee and, I think some of it went up the snoot and some of it went all kinds of other places. Yeah, I am planning on, is this all buckled down? She is, okay. Planning on running a lot of the same gear. Some of it we didn't really get to see in action, and I think the other map will be quite suitable for it. So for those of you that were absolutely loving this map, I do apologize. But, as I said, we will be kind of starting in the same place on this new one, except it does have some other features that I think we will enjoy. I don't know that I'm going to bother with the forest mod. Wow, this is actually the first vehicle I've taken down here that hasn't hit some sort of mysterious bumps in the road. But yeah, losing this entire field of grass, that's really rather disturbing, because other than some of the small tractors that I've been using, there's really nothing here in the way of major mods that I haven't had on maps before. Well, other than soil management. Now, if soil management somehow interferes with alt tip, that's a little weird. Because, yeah, there should be a huge, huge pile of grass right in there. But even the numbers don't show up, you know? Like somewhere up here, the number 30,000 something or 60,000 or whatever the heck we had should actually show up. Oh well. Apparently I imagined the whole thing, even though the grass was actually cut when I went back and looked. So there you go, guys. This, I believe, is probably going to do it for Conestoga. So, till next time when we meet in another country, another map, another farm. This has been Species 7 for Farming Simulator 2013. Take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.